And we are live. We are back with episode 12, the English Premier League, the show. Predictions, previews, and the roundup for every single match day. I got my boy Michael Talks Football with me. I put a link in the description box to Mike's channel. You could go check him out. He's a big Liverpool fan, big international fan, and he's been on here a couple of times in the past. Mike, how are you feeling?
Good, man. Even though Ole got sacked, but Liverpool, the annual tradition of thrashing Arsenal at Anfield. What a feeling. I told you Norwich would win 2-1. I told you what happened. They won 2-1. Dean Smith's debut. Steven Gerrard won in his debut. It was this is probably the craziest weekend in the Premier League this season by far. So many goals.
Yeah, it was a good way to kick things off, you know what I mean, after the international break. You know, we have that hangover from the international break, and to just come back to talk club football, it felt kind of weird this week, but it's just nice seeing all the players link back up for their various clubs, and you got some new managers in the league, and it was just weird, you know what I'm saying? And now we're going to have another one soon because Ole got the sack. We all didn't want him to get the sack, but it was inevitable, and they've just been horrible, man. They've just been terrible. So, look, with that, we're going to start things off with Watford 4, Manchester United 1. Let's start things off with that game. And this is the game I was actually watching. And I watch all United games for some reason. And I tend to do that because City fan, United rival, Liverpool rival. I can't miss these games. You see what I mean? And I tend to watch the Chelsea games as well. So tune into this game. You know, I predicted United to win because they needed a big result here, seeing that they didn't beat Liverpool, they didn't beat City, they failed to beat Atalanta, they got something against Tottenham, and they needed to continue that win against Tottenham, against Watford, and I'm like, it's like the worst performance of the season for United, Mike. You see what I'm saying? 4-1, that's embarrassing, and the sacking is deserved. What were your thoughts? What were your initial reactions, you know?
I mean, I couldn't believe the performance I saw. You know, when Ole was talking before the matchup, like, we got to come out like a pack of wolves or something like that, I think he said. And they came out like a pack of puppies. Yeah. It was horrible. I mean, honestly, I couldn't believe what I was watching. But, you know, everybody's going to, you know, say, oh, Manchester United were terrible. But you got to give some credit to Watford. Like, Ranieri's side, they came out of the blocks. They knew they had a wounded animal, and they took advantage of it. I mean, Ismail Assar, he missed 2 penalties.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And it should have been, the game should have ended 7-1.
Just before you go further, though, if you check the penalty, it's from the get-go United were bad. Mm-hmm. From the get-go. That miscued clearance from Bruno Fernandes that went back and almost set up Josh King, and then McTominay, very sloppy, brought down King. Penalty was given. Saar stepped up. That was a trash penalty, and the rebound was put in. These guys celebrated, but it had to be retaken. They got really lucky because the scorer had encroached, but then they realized that the Man United defenders had encroached again. Retake. Saar stepped up and put in even a worse penalty. But you got to give credit to David De Gea, though, because when I watched his interview, I felt for him. For some reason, I felt for him because I realized I never heard him speak before, and the man speaks almost perfect English, which, you know, we know he's been there for about 10 years. And just the look on his face, he looks like you know what I mean, he's a good player, you know, but because he's at United, I give him a lot of, you know, I really get on his case a lot, but it's over the years. David De Gea has been the best United player if you really look at it, consistently saving them time and time again. But not even De Gea could save them on the day, man. You know what I'm saying? And look, just to run through the goals really quick, you know, before I let you share some of your thoughts. Josh King, that Josh King goal, brilliant cutback by Emmanuel Dennis. Wan-Bissaka with a poor attempt header. You think about that goal. Wan-Bissaka head the ball out. Why are you trying to head the ball back into play? It doesn't make any sense, man. These guys are just horrible. And King to score against his old team. Remember, he was a United player. And then that Saw goal from that angle. Oh, my God.
It was ridiculous. First time finish. Oh, it was ridiculous.
Listen, man. Listen. Kiko Femenia with the assist and 2-0 up. And Watford could have had more goals. They really could have had more goals at that point of the game. And United were poor. They had a few opportunities, but nothing really clear. And Watford dominated them. And this is a crunch game for United. This is Man United we're talking about. This is newly promoted Watford we're talking about. Who every time they play Man City, they get 7 and 8. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I can't understand this. 2-0 at halftime. And you got to give Solskjaer some credit here for what he did when he brought on Danny van der Beek and Martial. Yep. Even the Martial didn't do anything. Danny van der Beek changed the game, though. Look, second half, they came back. Van der Beek scored. Look, this is the best I've seen Jadon Sancho play, by the way.
Great cross.
Yeah, this is Jadon Sancho's best game in a United jersey. And Ronaldo linking up very unselfishly with Danny van der Beek to make that run. And Danny van der Beek, when he scored that goal and his cameo in the second half, showed us all that he should have been involved a lot more. He gives you something from midfield, a goal threat, creative threat, and he was never given his chance. And I saw a meme on Facebook where, the guy had like a straight face. He was covering one eye, and then he's like slowly smiling and bursting out with a big laugh at the fact that Solskjaer got sacked, because now he could probably flourish under the incoming manager. What are your thoughts on the Harry Maguire red card, man?
My God, man. I don't know what... I mean, you covered the Euros, Dom, like exclusively, that Harry Maguire was so good. Him and Luke Shaw were so good for England in the Euros. And now I watch them, I'm like, they couldn't even play in the championship at this point. They are terrible. That left side costs over 100 and something million pounds. They're worth maybe... They go to Poundland at this point. They are terrible. I can't believe how bad Harry Maguire is. We know he doesn't have a much pace, but he's good on the ball. But that touch he had to get that second yellow card, atrocious. I mean, I have a better touch, and I play in the 6th division of Finnish football. Seriously, I'm not trying to diss Harry Maguire, but like that just proved to me that he is not in form at the moment.
It is just silly decisions, man. The decision making was poor in that game. Where when you look at it, you get the ball. Move the ball fast, because these Watford players, they're hungry, they were eager, and they have something to prove, because look at their position in the table. Look at what they're going through. They have a manager sacked already. You get the ball, you know your options, you move the ball, pass the ball to your options. Why is he taking a second touch? He's a bit overconfident, and that overconfidence definitely sprung from those goals he scored against Albania and against San Marino. Like, you're scoring against Albania and San Marino, for crying out loud, and you're celebrating like if it's such a big deal, and then you go to play for United and you're playing like how most expensive defender of all time. Like, it does not justify it, man. He has not justified it.
Dom, did you see what he did after the game?
I didn't look. Most of the times after the games are done, they stop the footage. I didn't.
No, he went to a club in Sheffield.
He went to a club.
He went to a club in Sheffield, and there's a photo on it on Twitter, and I saw it, and I was like, this guy, I mean, he is not captain material whatsoever. You just knew he doesn't give a rat's ass at the moment about football. You can just tell. Like, he gets the goals, he knows there's noise about him and all this sort of stuff, but come on, man, you can't be going to a club in Sheffield. I know you want to celebrate, but losing 4-1 to Watford, seriously, Harry, come on, man. You're the most expensive defender in the world. Start playing like it and start acting like it.
Yeah, it's probably the English tax why he ended up being the most expensive.
Yeah, that's true as well. That's true as well.
But look, to give him credit, he was good at the World Cup. He has been good for England, and he deserved the move from Leicester because he was good. You see what I'm saying? Came from Hull to Leicester, and then I really admired Harry Maguire before he went to United, but since he went there, man, you know what I mean? The slab head and the fridge and all these names, and Look, they were terrible, man. They were terrible all across the field, I'm telling you. Bruno Fernandes not showing up when he's supposed to. He had an opportunity, blasted it over. Ronaldo had opportunities. They all had opportunities. The amount of opportunities they had in the second half, I was saying they could have came back in the game. They went down 2-0, but I was saying, Watford, I cannot believe you guys are about to let Manchester United back into this game, And they almost did. Chances weren't taken. Ben Foster came up with some big saves as well. You got to give it to him. And you got to, praise the Watford defenders. And Watford, after Man United went down to 10 men, Watford just, it was like a lamb to the slaughter, man. Look, when they brought on João Pedro, I was like, I remember when they signed him too from Fluminense. And he didn't really have a first good season, and he was injured for a while. He went in the championship, did well. And Watford were just all over United, man. You see what I mean? Ishmael
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, Emmanuel Dennis. When Dennis well, João Pedro did get the goal before Dennis. Dennis with the assist. That was his second assist. And then the Dennis goal set up by Ben Foster. That was Ben Foster's assist. And the way Dennis celebrated, like he took off his stat sports tracker and everything, and he took off everything and he just that meant a lot. That meant a lot to Watford. At the end of the season, it could be a difference. Watford's Premier League, well, let me put it this way. Status could be this game could be the difference. It could be
goal difference.
3-point difference. The 3 points or even goal difference goal difference. It could come down to because of this game. United were horrible and they deserve everything they got coming for them because I don't like the way they do business, man. Every time someone's linked to somebody, they don't do the proper scouting. They don't do the proper vetting. I don't know what it is. It's like they're playing FIFA or something and the player pop up and they like and they go and sign the player and they don't use the player properly. Look at Telles. I'm not just talking to just hate on United. Look at the players that they bought. Telles and Dallo and you know what I mean? Look at Varane.
Donny.
He's injured. Look at Donny van de Beek. Look at Sancho. The list goes on. They have guys like Juan Mata at the club doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of problems that need to be worked out at that club. It's just not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's the players. It's the board. It's who's in charge. Somebody's in charge who doesn't know a thing about football. And it's just the whole, setup at the club right now. You have Carrick and Fletcher in charge now. What do you think? Things are going to improve? You see what I'm saying? Look.
Dom, do you mind getting actually the statement from Manchester United? Because I think it's really important to read it. Because literally the last two sentences just tell me everything what this board is all about for Manchester United. I'm not trying to hate on Manchester United. I know they're the most successful club in England. We all know that. But seriously, they are run by a bunch of incompetent people at the moment. They really are.
The way, listen, even before I get to the club statement, right? I'm looking on Twitter right now. This is a joke, bro. I'm telling you, when I tell you this thing is a joke, when I tell you Man United are a joke, I mean Man United are a joke. Because if a player, I know he's a club legend and all, but if a manager goes 7 games at a club like United and you only win 1, you sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you sack him and you label it a sack. That's what you do. You label it a sack. I don't want to hear nothing about by mutual consent or nothing because the whole fucking world knows it's a sacking. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. If it was Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, he would have been axed and sacked, and they would have had capital letters on sacked.
It is a sacking. It is a sacking. And you know how pathetic it is? You know how pathetic it is? You go and you do an interview with Man United TV after you got sacked. Like, who does an interview with the club after you get sacked? You get sacked, you leave. I don't care how many years you've been there. I don't care what you did for the club. You're no longer an employee here. You take your shit out the locker and you leave. You see what I'm saying? It's a joke, not ruthless enough, and it's just laughable.
They're acting like a small club. They're acting like a small club at the moment. You know, if it was Chelsea, Chelsea, you know what? I don't know what they said when they sacked Frank Lampard. It must have said sacked. That's how a club is run nowadays. Unfortunately, football is a business. It's not about being a family club or anything like that. It's a business at the end of the day. It's about making money and winning the trophies. Manchester United are unfortunately not about that anymore. You know, under Sir Alex Ferguson, they were about winning trophies and making the big bucks. Right now, it's Chelsea, it's Man City, and it's Liverpool who are running this league, unfortunately, for Manchester United fans.
Well said. Let me read this statement and then we'll move on because I don't want to race. I really don't have the energy and the time to waste on this joke team. Seriously. Seriously. I don't mean to come off disrespectful or anything, but there's only one good team in Manchester, and this ain't it. You see what I mean?
I mean, you can skip literally the whole interview, the whole statement until you've reached the last two sentences because it's all just BS.
It's not that long. It's not that long.
Not that long, yeah.
Manchester United announces that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has left his role as manager. How is he leaving his role as manager? He was sacked because of poor results. Like, come on. Ole will always be a legend at Manchester United. And it is with regret that we have reached this difficult decision. While the past few weeks have been disappointing, they should not obscure all the work he has done over the past 3 years to rebuild the foundations for long-term success. Ole leaves with our sincerest thanks for his tireless efforts and as manager and our very best wishes for the future. His place in the club history will always be secure, not just for his story as a player, but as a great man and a manager who gave us many great moments. He will forever be welcomed back at Old Trafford as part of the Man United family. Michael Carrick will now take charge of the team for forthcoming games while the club looks to appoint an interim manager to the end of the season. To the end, this is joke.
They're hiring an interim. They have an interim who's going to hire an interim who's going to hire an interim manager to the end of the season. This is a joke, man. This is actually a joke. This
is all a joke, bro. Because look, you know why it's a joke? What great moments did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer give to United fans?
One the amount of trophies as you and me did, Dom. Zero. A big fat donut.
Bro, I just shut my cabin up upstairs. It's fucking empty, bro. For the just like Ole's achievement as a Man United manager. It was an atrocious freaking tenure. It was bad. It was terrible.
Well, I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's better than Mourinho and Louis van Gaal. Okay, those managers won trophies, but they actually had like some good memories, like coming back against PSG and these sort of memories. But the end of it was just terrible. He should have got sacked after the Leipzig loss. He should have got sacked after that.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as soon as Liverpool scored their 5th goal and the whistle blew, the meeting should have been held and all this would have been avoided. Just before we move on, I don't want to stay forever. You know you and I got something else to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, United are such jokers that they allowed Antonio Conte, who would have been ideal to take this club to the next level, to the level where they used to be. They allowed him to go to Tottenham when they could have just pulled the trigger and they could have sacked him. I like to use the analogy. You and I are at a bar. We see a hot girl, and she's a good hot girl. Not just, she's good. She's just gold. I snooze. I go to the bathroom when I should have went to talk to the girl. You go over there. You talk to the girl. Bam. 50 years marriage. You die together.
I'll take it, bro.
You know what I mean? And I live to regret it. Listen, United are jokers, man. Listen,
I just want to say one thing. What did they do during the international break? They did absolutely nothing, this board. They had no game plan, no structure, no nothing. This is the difference between having a good business plan and having a horrible business plan. And we are clearly seeing it now in football between Manchester United and the other top teams across Europe. Even Barcelona
Facts.
actually had a game plan. They actually said, all right, Xavi, you're coming now. Even though they're in a bit of a
Exactly.
struggle right now, Barcelona said, Xavi, you're our main guy. We're going after you. Manchester United, it seems like they all went to the beach in Tampa Bay or Norway or wherever they were during the national break. So, yeah.
Exactly. So look, man, well played, Watford. With that 3 points, Watford, let me make sure I get this right. Let me just refresh this thing right now because my thing wasn't refreshed. Watford are 16th. They got 13 points. United are only 4 points ahead of Watford. Only 4 points in 8th. Only 4 points. Listen, 12 games, 17 points. That's relegation form, bro. Just want to put it out there. That is relegation form. That's 17 out of a possible, hear me, 36. 17 out of a possible 36 points is poor.
Yeah,
That
it's pretty poor,
bro.
It's poor.
That is poor. Listen, don't need to, who do you think they're going to get? Who do you think is going to come in as an interim? I've been hearing that Laurent Blanc might come in. What you hearing?
Go ahead and hire Laurent Blanc. Do you know how many games he's won in the last 10 in Qatar League? 9. He's won 1 game in the last 10 in the Qatar League. I think I read that right. I'm not too sure. Somebody can let us know in the chat. But I mean, if you want to hire Laurent Blanc, go ahead. He'll structure the club a little bit, play some good defensive football. I mean, they're probably going to keep. Watch what happens. They're going to beat Villarreal. They might beat Chelsea, and then they'll say maybe they'll beat Arsenal as well.
Then they'll say, they'll say, Carrick, you're the man now.
Carrick's at the wheel.
Yep. I told somebody that at work today. I kid you not. I said, bet Carrick is going to go and go on a mad run, and then they're going to give it to Carrick because. You know what they say. Wait until the end of the season to hire a real manager, to hire a full-time manager, because they probably wait until the season ends because they know Ten Hag won't leave the Ajax job midway through. They know Brendan Rodgers won't leave. But if they wait until the new season starts, then they could negotiate and they could say, okay, this is what we have, this is the vision, and come over. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So. That's
wasting a year of Ronaldo's greatness, though. Wasting a year of his greatness. I can't believe it.
That's the other thing. A lot of us thought that with Cristiano Ronaldo, they're gonna win. They could win the title, but we know for sure now. Mike, United will not win the 2021-22 Premier League title, and that's a great way to end that. Look, let's talk Liverpool. Arsenal 4-0. Oh my God, 4-0. Let me hear your thoughts on this game.
Wait, Dub, did you predict a draw for this?
I did predict a 2-2 draw. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that prediction. I just want to put it out there. I'm not proud of the prediction. Arsenal, you let me down because I actually thought with the form that they were in, I think there were 10 games in all competitions unbeaten. And I was like, Arteta and his boys are going to go there and they're going to put up a good fight. And after the whole Arteta Klopp thing, I'm like, Arteta means business, man.
I was going to say that. This game completely changed when Arteta tried to be a big man and go up at Klopp. And then you know what Klopp did? Said, watch this. Boom. Mane, Jota,
right?
Salah, Taki. Boom. Out of here, Arteta.
What if they didn't hold Arteta back? Because he looked like he was a mad bull or something about to rip Klopp's face off.
Klopp is like 6'4". You don't want to mess with Klopp. If you see that guy in a club, you ain't messing with Klopp. I'm just telling you that right now.
but the way Arteta was behaving, it was more of a kind of behavior like he told the guys, like, all right, listen, I'm going to do this. Just hold me back. Hold me back. And then he got crazy. And then
he was getting confident.
Yeah, pretty much, man. But look, that was a blow away. Arsenal, they look like the team from August. This was August Arsenal and not, the Arsenal that we've been seeing in September and October. But just to run through the goals really quick, Sadio Mane. Wait, I do have some notes here. Let me make sure I don't miss any of the key moments here. Look, Mike, before we get into the game, right? I know it's midnight over in Finland, but you could spare me an extra 15 minutes. I know that.
Yeah, of course. Look, I get 5 hours of sleep. It's okay.
Look, talk about sleep, bro. Over the past couple days, I've been getting like very little sleep, bro. And that's how dedicated I've been. But the injuries that Liverpool had coming into this game, I never expected this type of performance because there was Keita, Milner, Elliott, Firmino, Jones, Gomez, and Henderson couldn't start because he was not fully fit. Am I forgetting any names? Maybe I'm
Robertson?
Robertson. I didn't even say Robertson was missing. So that's why I give Arsenal a little, like they get something. I know they don't perform well at Anfield, but they'll get something because of their form. You have Saka, Smith Rowe playing well. Thomas Partey has been in good form. Aubameyang, Takehiro, Tomiyasu looks good. I'm like, Tavares look good. Ramsdale, they're going to get something. They ended up getting nothing, man. Before I move on, this should have been about 8-0 though.
Ramsdale, he made some incredible saves again.
This should have been 8-0, man. And I'm telling you, this guy Ramsdale has done a whole 360 on his career and what people's perception of him is, because when initially they signed him, I'm like, this is a joke signing, bro. Where are they going with this dude? Relegated back-to-back seasons, and this is how ambitious you are to sign Ramsdale? Bro, you hear Chelsea fans talking about Edward Mendy and Edward Mendy. Ramsdale has been the best keeper in the league this season. Nobody can... Listen, anybody tell me anything otherwise, you haven't been watching the games. They haven't.
Mendy has been excellent this season as well. I mean, come on. How many goals have they conceded this season?
Bro, you watch this Liverpool. I don't care about the goals conceded. I'm just talking about the goals saved, bro. Because guess what? Edison do not concede a lot of goals. You know why? He doesn't get a lot of shots at him. You see what I'm saying? Edison is making tea during the games. He's going behind the goal and he's making tea, you know what I mean? Straining his tea.
Yeah, the kettle's boiling and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. But for Ramsdale, he never gets a break because Arsenal's defense is not as good as Man City's defense. You see what I mean? So Ramsdale, this game, listen, it's a bold statement, but trust me, some of the saves that this guy has made, I don't know how he did them. Even Foster, Ben Foster, in his vlog, he said, bro, Ramsdale, bro, that was good, bro. I don't know how you do that to your body and everything. But no, and you could see he's enjoying it. He gets up and he like celebrates. And
he's smiling all the time when he makes a save. I love it.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm going to make the big call. I don't care who want to say their goalkeeper. Ramsdale right now has been the best goalkeeper in the league this season. I don't care. I'm putting my neck on the line for Ramsdale, bro. I have to make amends. I called him shit before. You know what I mean? He's turned to goal. He's turned to goal right now. But look. Liverpool's team coming into this game and the bench with four preemies on the bench. These guys are probably secondary school still, you know what I mean? And Liverpool, they blasted Arsenal out the park, and that's why I was so surprised, man. Look, talk about Ramsdale. We're going to go through the goals. We're going to go through the big moments. 29th minute, Mike. That Thiago chance, that volley, that ball put in by Trent. Look, attacking-wise, I have no bad thing to say about Trent Alexander-Arnold. We know how good he is. But that was a good play. That was a good volley by Thiago. I think that was one of Thiago's best games for Liverpool, too.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. He was amazing on the day. Him and Fabinho literally let nothing go past the midfield for Liverpool. Arsenal's midfield was all over the place for that matchup. And Ox, you got to give credit to Ox. Obviously,
listen, Ox was defensively amazing. Big in the game. I knew I didn't get to that one yet, but I'm telling you, this is one of his best games for a very, very long time too. Probably coming up against his old club. You know what I mean? He wanted to show them what they missed. But that Thiago volley, bro, I'm telling you, I really don't know how that didn't go in, but it's Ramsdale. And then there was another chance when the Mane Tomiyasu thing.
He tried to flick it up.
Yeah, when Ramsdale saved it and then Klopp and Arteta almost fought because of that whole thing. Yo, man. Before that, the game was pretty dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. It was very scrappy for the first 25 minutes, I would say. Nothing was going. Liverpool were kind of slumpy. I felt like it was a little, international break hangover. And then once the Arteta Klopp issue happened. The game just started spicing up, and Liverpool took advantage of it. While Arsenal players just dwindled down and just became the old Arsenal. They just couldn't. They didn't have the cojones to stick with Liverpool. Big games, they just don't show up. Arsenal. It's just a fact. You could say in the last 10 matches that Arsenal have been unbeaten, have they really played anybody? They should have lost to Crystal Palace. Remember, they got the late goal with Lacazette. Brighton, they should have lost. They were absolutely dreadful in that matchup. I'll give credit. They were good against Leicester in the first 30 minutes, and they just defended well. I mean, in this game, Liverpool, once they got that second goal, it was all over. And you know how many goals would Liverpool get in the end? I mean, you bigged up Nuno Tavares.
Wait,
he was terrible. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't go too far. 35th minute, Tsimikas to Salah. Ramsdale with the save. I don't know. I don't know how he's doing it. I really don't know how he's doing it.
That shot went directly at Ramsdale. I'll say that.
But usually that ball goes straight through any other goalkeeper, bro. Listen, that was... I'm telling you.
Nah.
I'm a City fan, bro.
That shot went straight to... That shot went straight to Ramsdale.
That ball goes straight underneath Edison, bro. Straight under Edison. You know what I mean? But look, Trent Alexander-Arnold, what about his shot that was tipped over by Ramsdale?
That was a good save.
Exactly. The goal came, Liverpool were teasing for the goal, and, you know, Mane, the goal came 39th minute, and that was some scintillating football there played by Liverpool. The ball in by Trent Alexander-Arnold. You see?
Magnificent.
If he could just defend us half as good as he could attack, then I will give him the ratings as the best right back in the world. But he's the best attacking right back in the world, not defensively. So 1-0 at halftime. Liverpool's pressure towards the end of the first half, you know, it was rewarded, a 1-0, and Arsenal was still in the game. 52nd minute. The mistake by Nuno Tavares that you were talking about. He won the ball well from Trent Alexander-Arnold, but then he held on to the ball way too long and then passed it to Jota. He basically assisted the Jota goal, but Jota still had a lot to do. And to keep his poise and just go around a few players and to scoop it up into the goal, that was a brilliant move, man. And it's a good thing. You gotta give Liverpool the credit for bringing in Jota as well, because in times like these, when Firmino is out, Origi would have been in there, and he's not as good as Jota. So the Jota signing is paying dividends once again, and you know he loves playing against Arsenal. I think that was his 4th goal against Arsenal. Any thoughts on the Jota goal?
I just wish he did a no-look goal like Firmino does. That's all I was hoping for. He literally left Ben White, said adios, goodbye to you, Ramsdale, adios, and I was just hoping he would do a no-look goal just like Firmino does every season. That's all I was hoping for. That was Nuno Tavares. He was trying to do too much on that sequence there.
You know, before a couple games he's played in the absence of Tierney, he was really good. He's been really good, man. He's been so good, I've been thinking, like, God, we needed a left back at City. Why we didn't just go in for this dog kissing guy? You know what I mean? But Arsenal got him, and he had a stinker. Arsenal did get a good chance at goal in the 65th minute. Aubameyang played in behind, and Alisson with the big right foot. Not much to do, but when he was called upon, he did his thing. And that's why I give Alisson credit. He does save Liverpool on a lot of occasions, because if Arsenal had scored, they were right back in the game. The momentum could have swung Arsenal's way, and they could have got 1 or 2 more. And, you know, Liverpool could have dropped points, but that didn't happen. Look, 68th minute. It was a Liverpool break. Salah queued up Jota. And it was another big one by Aaron Ramsdale, man. So this is probably like the 4th big save that Ramsdale made in the entire game, which means that if it was any other keeper, trust me, I watched the highlights for every single goal that was scored over the weekend. There was some terrible goalkeeping errors where balls went in at near post and balls went on the keeper. And listen, if it wasn't for Ramsdale, trust me, if it was Bernd Leno in goal, Liverpool scored 8 Liverpool scored 8 against Arsenal on the night. 8.
Yep.
And we
I
know
don't.
it's possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know it's possible. I just don't know why Jota he put it back to towards where Ramsdale was coming from. I don't know why he didn't put it into the left side of the goal. That I don't get. But it was a good save from Ramsdale, of course. Like reactionary save. You have like a split second to just make a good strong hand.
Mike, what do you make of the third goal, the Salah goal? Let me see if you really caught what happened for that goal. What do you make of that goal?
For the third goal?
Yeah.
Oh, good play from the back from Liverpool. Then Jota just leaves it towards Mane. Mane just leaves Ben White.
Just for this disclosure, guys. Mike AirPods like they give up.
They gave up, man. They gave up just like the Arsenal defense for that goal. Ben White was just left for dust, and Mane just easy tap into Salah, and the front three celebrate with all 3 goals. How happy days.
Did you notice that ball came directly from Alisson?
Yep.
One touch from Alisson to Tsimikas, a header from Tsimikas to Jota, a header from Jota to Mane, who was onside. It was a brilliant goal. It was a brilliant goal, man. It was a brilliant goal. I wish you were here for us to talk about the City game, but I know you got to go soon. It's midnight over in Finland. You got work in the morning. I'll rave on about City's performance against Everton, but, you know, listen. We know who the best teams are in England. It's Chelsea, it's City, it's Liverpool right now. Yeah. It's definitely not Manchester United. They're not in the competition. They're not in the conversation. And the title is gone. It is gone. 12 points off the top, it's done. You do not win a title after losing 6 games in your first... Do they have 6 losses in their first 12 games? This is like... Five losses. This is absolutely atrocious, man. But anyways, I know you as a Liverpool fan would love this. Myself as a City fan, I'm absolutely loving it, bro. This is like eating my favorite double scoop of ice cream right now. I'm telling you, it's just pleasure, man. You know, I could have other ways to describe it, but I'm gonna keep it ice cream level, man.
Ice cream level. I haven't heard from my Manchester United fans in a long time, man. I keep messaging in my group chats. Bro, they read it, but they don't respond to it.
I checked on my United fan at work today, bro. He's rattled. When I say he's rattled. And he's gone so low that he was talking to me really nicely. Like he's talking to me about solutions and things like that. And I'm like, bro, I'm the wrong person to talk to. You know what I'm saying? I want you to just go. I just want your club to the whole thing to just burn to the ground, bro. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I want for you. But anyways, look, man, Liverpool got a third. Great goal by Salah. He had to get into the mix, and you know could you believe Salah has 11 goals this season, along with 7 assists, which is absolutely ridiculous, bro.
Crazy, man.
I'm telling you,
I'm worried about when I know you and me are both going to cover the AFCON. I'm getting worried.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually make a video talking about like how certain teams across Europe are really going to be affected by this AFCON tournament.
I'm telling you, bro.
Napoli as well.
Liverpool are definitely. I'm telling you, without Salah and Mane, Liverpool they would need a big effort from the backup brigade, a few of the youngsters, for them to get through that late. And it could be late December until maybe February, because Senegal could go deep. Egypt could go deep. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And Naby Keita is out injured, and he'll be there with Guinea anyways.
Yeah, well, they'll go on to the group stage.
So yeah, they're not getting far. But the AFCON is another problem. But look, all Liverpool needs to do to alleviate that is make a big signing early January. First day come. You sign you sign Rafinha from Leeds. I'm just giving you guys some recommendations. You know what I'm saying? You sign Rafinha from Leeds, you pay up the money, and you know what I mean, you go through unscathed, because look, 4 games could definitely decide your season. 1 game would decide. 1 minute could decide your season. 1 mistake, 1 slip could decide your season. So just want to keep it that way.
Why you got to bring the 1 slip? Come on, bro. You gotta drop that. You come on, dog.
Oh my God.
You gotta do that.
Look, I
It's
gotta
13 past
listen,
midnight here in Finland, and you gotta drop that on me.
bro. I gotta spice it up, bro. What's wrong with you? I gotta throw a
All
little
right,
pepper sauce on it, man. But
I
look,
have I have a replacement for the AFCON missing players.
tell me,
It's the fourth goal scorer. When he plays, he scores. Taki.
Minamino.
No,
Oh yeah,
when he
yeah,
played,
yeah.
bro, I think he's every game he's played this season, he has scored. It's ridiculous.
The thing
Taki's on
is,
fire.
what a lot of people what a lot of people fail to realize is Taki Minamino is a big player, for Japan. For Liverpool, his stature diminishes quite a lot. But when he puts on that Japanese jersey, he's massive. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but he hasn't
But
played that good for the Japanese national team, I would say.
yeah, but still though, you know what I mean? It's the fact that he's not playing a lot for his club as well.
Yeah, that could
You
affect
see
it
what
as
I
well.
mean? Because before he came to Liverpool, Salzburg Minamino is a total different Minamino. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
But he has the capabilities. So guys like Minamino, Origi would need to step up. Liverpool could jump and make the signing that they want to make during the summer in January, or it could definitely affect them, man. But look, Minamino came on and with his first touch or two, he put it in the back of the net. Trent Alexander-Arnold with the assist. That was a really good build-up as well. From the back to Henderson, dinked over to Mane to Salah to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then in the back of the net. So brilliant stuff, man. You know what I mean? Look, Liverpool really surprised me with this performance, especially after the performance while I was going to the Everglades down in Florida. You lost to West Ham. So, you know what I mean? So, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Congrats on the win. And big 3 points. You're still behind City in the table, however. And even though it's 1 point, you're still behind. You're behind Chelsea as well. And you guys, after suffering the first loss of the season, you can't be dropping points like that, or you could fall behind both Chelsea and City, though. Look, what are your thoughts overall after 12 games this season, and how you feel? Talk to me.
I'm happy. I mean, obviously, the West Ham performance was not the greatest, but it's going to happen in a season where you're not going to be perfect every single match. I mean, if a team is going to be perfect every single match, kudos to them. You're going to have blimps, and you could arguably say that Alisson was at fault for 3 of those goals against West Ham. But I've thoroughly been surprised at how lethal our attack is at the moment. Last season, I mean, we were struggling massively to score the goals. I mean, Salah, Mane, they were having poor seasons, and from my standards, at least when it was January through March, like when Liverpool couldn't win a home game. But now it seems like our attack is the best in the world. Nobody wants to play our attack. Once we can get our defense sorted, and the midfield was Fabinho, he was my man of the match. He was everywhere on the pitch. He stopped any Arsenal attack that was coming through. Yes, we're going to talk about Salah and these sort of guys, but Fabinho was excellent on the day against Arsenal. I'm happy. Champions League, we're already first place. We can rest guys on Wednesday against Porto, and we move on to next weekend. I cannot remember who we play next weekend for Liverpool, but it should be an easy
I think
dub.
it's Southampton. I think it's Southampton the last
Okay,
time I checked.
Okay, well, that could be a tough matchup. We lost to them last year away 1-0. So, and Southampton did lose to Norwich City 2-1. So maybe they'll come back with a little bit of vengeance on Liverpool. But I still Liverpool think will win that matchup quite convincingly, in my opinion. But I've been happy. Defensively, we got to work on, though. I was getting some vibes of 17-18 season when we couldn't defend for anything. I mean, we were giving up 3-4 goals each game, and I was like, this is not looking good. But I think Van Dijk is slowly getting back into form and to healthiness. I think the international break is actually helping him get into more game time and getting to 100%. So I'm happy. This is not a sprint, guys. This is a marathon to win the Premier League. You don't win it in November. If we won in November, Everton would have won the Premier League last season. This is a marathon. Talk to me in March and April about winning the Premier League title. It's just going to be a 3-horse race. You can already tell. There ain't no other teams.
Yeah.
Maybe West Ham, but that's about it. It's a 3-horse race for the Premier League. It should be absolutely enthralling. Can't wait for it. Hopefully Liverpool win it. That's all I got to hope for.
Well said, Mike. It's going to take a lot. I think it's going to take a fit Liverpool. It's going to take Liverpool to go into late December, early January, maybe early February, and deal with the fact that Salah and Mane won't be with the team. And hopefully for Liverpool, they come back fit, because they could go down, go into Africa, and these guys could come back with injuries. You don't want that. You see what I mean? So that's the key for Liverpool. Keep the players fit. negotiate a tough period in, that I just talked about with the guys away to AFCON, and you win. But it's going to be tough. But what works for you too is that Chelsea will be without Edouard Mendy, their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ at the back, and with Kepa in goal, it might get very, very ugly for them. City would be without Mahrez, which is okay because we know Mahrez hasn't been starting games anyways. We'll be fine. You see what I mean? And the other teams are not really in the reckoning. West Ham will be without quite a few of their players as well. They're going to the AFCON, Ben Rama for sure. So, you know what I mean? Look, it's going to be a really, really good season. We are a third of the way through, and it's already shaping up. It's already shaping up to be a lovely season. It's been entertaining. We're watching Man United suffer. Both of our teams are doing well. Ole is now gone. I'm sad about that. We won't get the comedy in the league anymore. Look, just before you go, bro, you saw his interview that he did after the game, bro. This man is laughing and then say sorry about the smile there. He was absolutely rattled, bro.
Yeah,
rattled.
He knew he was gone after that match. He knew it.
Bro, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how much money you have. When you get sacked, that's the worst feeling, bro. I'm telling you, there were 2 times, bro. Twice, I almost got, matter of fact, more than twice. I probably almost got fired about 3-4 times from my current job, right? And those were the worst periods. Twice, I was home, and the week I couldn't listen. It's like every time I'll think about, God, I don't have my job no more. But it's a good thing. They sacked my boss before he could sack me. So, you know what I mean?
Worked out well.
Yeah, man. God bless. I'm blessed.
Quick question, Don. Quick question. What do you make of Arsenal? I mean, yes, they have been impressive in the last 10 games, going undefeated, but this performance, it just shows that they are still miles behind everybody else in the league. Maybe they'll be good in the next 2 to 3 years. They have the youngest squad in the Premier League. We got to give that. But
I think
Arteta has to prove it against the top teams. He has to.
To be honest, Mike, I think you're being a little harsh on Arsenal. I think Arsenal just met Liverpool at the wrong time and they got slapped up, and they're gonna get up, they're gonna bounce back, and they just needed that little reminder, like where you're at, like, you know what I mean? Just a little reminder, like, hey man, they say easy, get off your high horse, and this thing is gonna be a very tough season because Arsenal were a win away from touching the top 4. And by the time you touch the top 4, you would start believing again that you could get that Champions League spot, and then that you're becoming a top 6 club again. That would just be a reminder that, hey, to become a top 6, you have to stop getting smashed 5 by City and 4 by Liverpool, and you have to beat Chelsea. You got to beat United. You got to beat, they beat Tottenham. That's, you know what I mean? But it's Tottenham. Yeah, and also, yeah, man. Yeah, I think they'll be fine, man. That's just a blip. That's just a little hiccup there. They'll be all right. Liverpool were the better team on the day. Arsenal were goddamn awful. Simple. Simple.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
They were playing like San Marino.
But, Mike, I know you got to go, bro, because and you're enjoying this one. You're enjoying this a little bit too much.
I'm enjoying it, bro. It's nice. It's nice talking to Dominic Rich on the Premier League as both our teams are doing well and a certain team is not doing so well. But
exactly,
it is what
bro.
it is.
But look, it's been nice having you. Thanks for coming on. We'll do this again pretty soon. When you have more time, we could do the whole thing together.
Yep.
And we spent 48 minutes talking about Liverpool 4, Arsenal 0, and we talked about Watford completely destroying Ole, ending his Man United career. So that was fun. Big up to everybody in the chat. I know I didn't talk to the people in the chat because I didn't want to break my momentum, but big up to everybody in here. We were just putting on a show, and we have 8 more games to talk about. I have 8 more games to talk about. Mike has to go and wrap up with his girlfriend. I think that's your girlfriend over there. You're looking across. It's a girl. I'm coming.
Yeah, she's right there. She's right there. Hey, wait, Dom. Dom, I gotta say something funny. We were watching the Liverpool game, and she doesn't really watch Liverpool games too much. And then she's she saw Taki Minamino come onto the field, and she's like, "What is he still doing at the club? He's shit." And I said, "Watch, he's gonna score soon." What happened a minute later? He scored, and she just started laughing so much.
So you see, I knew she's over there. Huh?
Santos out. That's all she's out. She's all about.
Santos, Fernando Santos, Portugal, out.
Yeah.
Wait, before you go, did you hear they sacked they sacked Oscar Tabarez, man?
I did a video about it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, you beat me to the punch, man. I've been tired, man. I'm telling you, I've been tired. I've been tired, man. So I've been catching up with some sleep though. But look, it was nice talking to you, bro. Guys, Michael Talks Football. I'll put a link in the description box down below when I'm done this live stream. Head on over to his channel and help him hit 1,000 subs. He's closing in, and he's gonna start making money on YouTube soon. So it's a big achievement, but it's a marathon. He still got a long way to go. 2026 World Cup, bro. You gotta come over to the US.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I am.
God spare. If the world still exists, we'll go and watch a couple games, bro.
I wish Finland would go. We'll get you a Finland jersey, and we celebrate Finland winning the World Cup in 2026.
Exactly. St. Vincent and the Grenadines versus Finland in the final of the 2026 World Cup. The plate.
That's version. What we hope for. Exactly.
The plate version. Yeah. So.
All right, Dom.
Man. I talk to you, man. Good night.
Peace out, man.
Yeah.
Peace out to the chat as well.
Much respect. So, guys, that was Michael Talks Football. That was a very good chat. I enjoyed that. But we do have 8 more games to talk about, which means that we won't be spending a whole lot of time talking about those games because, to be honest, I didn't see all the games because there's games playing simultaneously, and I was at work Saturday, Sunday as well. So I've been very, very busy. But I did see all the goals. We're going to go through all the results, talk about the standings and how it's looking for all the teams in the league. And we'll call it a day and look forward to match week 13 and what that has in store for us. So, look, big up to everybody in here, man. Trolley, how are you doing, Trolley? I actually went on my Facebook today, my Facebook page from the channel, and I got to see your face properly for the first time. So big up to you, bro. Coming out of Denmark. MW Trolley. One Voice Man City, how are you doing? Shadrach Dawson in the house. Claude Puel needs to be sacked. I saw Etienne. Yeah, I heard he's not doing well over there. Big up to the boy. Thriller from Manila, who says, I got sacked from my job back in college because I was late too many times. Yeah, bro. I was late this morning. I didn't punch in. That's the trick we have at work, though. I hope nobody's from my job is watching this right now. But that's a trick. You get late, you don't punch in, and you just punch out. So they say, oh, whoa, he missed the punch, and they just put you in early. So you must try that at work sometime. Just try it. But you can't let the boss see that you came late in the first place. You know what I mean? It won't work. It won't work. Big up to Patrick Silk in the house. Lumanu, Steve. Who else we got in here? Everybody in here right now. Linda Longsworth. Everybody in the house, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. We got 43 likes already. God damn, you guys like the shit out of this already. But anyways, let's go. Let us go, man. We got a lot to talk about here. And let's talk about this game. Reguilon completes comeback as Spurs beat Leeds. I just watched this game while I was getting off work. So let's talk a bit about this game, man. Spurs with the win. I predicted a draw between them and Leeds. Spurs picked up a 2-0 win. Well deserved, though. I think they fought back well in the second half after going down in the first half by a goal by Daniel James. I think Leeds were the better of the two teams in the first half, the brighter. They looked like they wanted it more. They looked more energetic and everything. And Bielsa's men were all over Antonio Conte and Spurs. But for Antonio Conte, he would need to play the long game here. The board would need to play the long game. The players would need to play the long game. You don't want a manager like Antonio Conte coming in, a manager of his caliber coming in, and you frustrate him, you annoy him, and then he leaves because he will leave. You see what I'm saying? He will desert his post. He will say, man, I'm fed up with this. I'm out of here, right? I'm not with your nonsense. Just like he did at Inter. after winning the Scudetto. So, look, they need time. Tottenham has to trust Antonio Conte. Give him time, give him the money, let him do his thing. This game showed me that Tottenham could actually achieve something by winning their first trophy for over a decade. And who knows what they could actually fight for in the future. But if they have to keep Conte there. They can't keep, bringing in. They had Pochettino, let him go when he was close to winning something possibly. Brought in Mourinho, let him go. Brought in Nuno, let him go. You can't keep up with that culture. You got to give Conte time. And he needed time in this game. Marcelo Bielsa and Leeds are a type of team that just plays that gung-ho, plan A, no plan B type football, right? They go in, they play that murder ball, they run you off the pitch, they run, high intensity, and they got the better Tottenham. That was a really good goal. Jack Harrison, man, the skill to nutmeg Emerson Royale and just to run and pass the ball in. Daniel James, former Man United player, he must be relieved. And he scored his first goal for Leeds. 1-0 at halftime. Tottenham came out a total different team in the second half. Way different team. They didn't get any shots on target in the first half as well. And that was going on for quite a few games. But they got their first shot off on target early in the second half. And it was just a sign of things to come. Hybier with that scrappy goal, nevertheless, is still, the goal they needed to get back in the game. And then Reguilon, set up by Mora. Brilliant, brilliant goal, man. And Tottenham held on. And I like what Antonio Conte did in this game in terms of his selection and the fact that he wants to give each and every player a chance. We talk about that clean slate. At work, my boss got sacked. I somewhat have a clean slate. If and whenever they do fill his position, I'll have a clean slate. I was actually thinking about what they did with the files that he kept. Hopefully they burn those files because I need a clean slate, you know what I mean? And you could check Tottenham and Conte here. What Conte did, he brought Winks back into the fold. We got Winks, he was put to the side by ostracized, is the word I'm looking for, by Nuno. Like he didn't want him. Tanganga came back into the team because of, injury, of course, to Romero. And Dele Alli got a runoff off the bench. Ryan Sessegnon, we haven't seen this guy for ages. He got a runoff off the bench. Davinson Sanchez off the bench. And I realized a lot of their players are fit again, like a Brian Hill, a Sessegnon, back from injury. And look, they look really good in the second half. Harry Kane was passing the ball very well from deep. He didn't get any opportunity per se to shoot. And, Son did get a few half chances. But they really outplayed Leeds in the second half, man. Leeds is a type of team where, and I told you guys, their players are all over the place. All over the place. I'm telling you, you have players play. Look at Dallas. Stuart Dallas played right back. Right? That's where I saw it. Well, he was over the wings, but that's Llorente. Llorente played right back. I swore I saw earlier graphic of Stuart Dallas at right back. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. I got to double check that. I'm pretty sure I saw something with him at right back. Maybe I saw it wrong. But he was right wing. It was Llorente, Calvin Phillips as an auxiliary center back, Liam Cooper, Pascal Strike. They're really struggling with injury right now. And the fact that they didn't have Rodrigo, they didn't have Rafinha, they were very, very hampered in this game. And Tottenham, more quality in the second half. They come out with a big win. And come from behind win. I know Bielsa would be pissed off. But look, when you don't have a plan B, this is exactly what happened, man. When you have guys like Tyler Roberts not bringing anything to the table, that is what happened. When you have Junior Firpo trying to, when you're trying to come back in the game, trying to be fancy with back heel passes, that's what happened to you. You see what I mean? So, look, Joe Gelhardt, he looked bright in the game again. I think Harrison is getting his form back. Dan James, with his pace, is always a threat. Calvin Phillips is always class. Melier, we know how good of a shot stopper he is. But I have to say that Spurs walk away with the spoils. Eric Dyer with that free kick, ricocheted off the wall, hit the post, Reguilon with the winning goal. And you could see how much it meant to him by the way he celebrated with that knee slide and just screaming in front of the fans. So, big win for Spurs. And with that win, they move ahead of Manchester United, which is a great morale boost. They're 7th in that Europa Conference League spot, 19 points. They have 5 losses and 6 wins this season. That's Antonio Conte's first win in the Premier League. He drew his first match. So let's see how Spurs does this season with Antonio Conte at the helm. As for Leeds, man, they're struggling. Definitely struggling in the league this season. And this is nothing like what we saw last season at all. This is not the Leeds United team that, you know, we were at one time thinking that they could get Champions League football. So for Leeds, they're just outside the relegation zone, 2 points outside ahead of Burnley. They 17th, 11 points. So listen, you got to get their act together and very, very, very fast. So that's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the chat. Congratulations to Spurs. As much as, you know, I like to, you know, give him a lot of stick. They did come back well in this game, even though Harry Kane did not score yet for another game. 1 goal this season, 1 goal, 1 assist, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So he got to step his game up. So big up to everybody. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat right about now. All right, talk to me, guys. Big up to the boy Davis. Davis, my boy from work, is here, so he knows what it is. Davis, how about that clean slate at work, bro? Nice, right? Oh man, I'm telling you. One voice, Man City. When we play Leeds, we cannot let them have this energy. We will lose. City doesn't like to run. We like to run. We like to run. Big up to Ivan LFC in the house. Shadrach Dorsey. Everybody in the house, man. We're going to keep it moving, though. We're definitely going to keep it moving. And we're going to move on to this game. Wolves 1, West Ham United 0. To be completely honest, did not watch this game and didn't watch the extended highlights either. But I know that was very good goal scored by Raul Jimenez in the 58th minute. Very good build-up set up by Daniel Podence. And a good shot from distance by Raul Jimenez to catch Fabianski on his heels. So West Ham bubble basically popped, coming off of a huge win against Liverpool. They've been doing well in the Europa League. They were in the top 4, and they got a rude awakening when they met a very, very resurgent Wolverhampton Wanderers here. So quality stuff, man. Quality stuff. I expected a win for West Ham. But Bruno is showing us who's large and in charge. But like Arsenal, I said this is just a hiccup for West Ham. Sometimes you need that jolt to remind you that, hey, man, this ain't going to be easy every single week, okay? You got to bring your A game at all times. All the time. I don't know what excuse West Ham would have here. But, you know what I mean, they were trumped on the day. They had a fit squad. Rice, Shusek. Rice, you know, he was on the doubt, but he played. Dawson, Zuma, Cresswell, Johnson. You know, they look good. They went out there, they did their thing, and only one team could win on the day, and that team was Wolves. And they deserve it after their brilliant showing this season, though. Wolves have been very good this season, despite losing 5 times. But what they have to show is that they are above Man United in the table by at least 2 points. So that in itself is a great achievement. You see what I'm saying? When there's a big club called Man United in 8th right now after 12 games and you're in 6th, you ought to be proud of yourselves, man. You see what I mean? When the United fans say, show me the trophies, you say, don't worry about that. Let's talk about what's relevant. Where you at in the table? Where you at in the table? You see what I mean? That is the greatest answer. Greatest answer you could give anyone there. So, look, good win for Wolves. As I mentioned, they're 6th in the table right now. As for West Ham, still doing well, even though they weren't the dominant team against Wolves. They're still doing well. They're in 4th. They do have 23 points. That's a Champions League spot they're occupying there. And they would have to do their best to hold on to it and not pull a Leicester City and relinquish it on the last match there of the season to, let's say, a Spurs or a Manchester United. So hard luck David Moyes and his boys. And well played to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Ow! Well done. So that's my thoughts on that game, guys. Not going to get too deeper. I did not watch this, and it's not possible for me to watch every single game this season because games are playing simultaneously. And when I say simultaneously, I mean 5 games at the same time. You see? So I have a life. I'm not a single man where I could say, okay, I'll go home later and I'll just spend the entire evening watching these matches and taking notes. Nah. Ain't nobody got time for that, man. You see what I mean? What are you guys saying in the chat right about now? Talk to me, guys. Thoughts on West Ham, thoughts on Wolverhampton Wanderers, if any. Big up to Kelvin Drake in the house. Jordan Hyman again. We got Steve in the house. We got Patrick Silke. Who else we got in here? My boy Davis. Oh, man. My boy Davis in the house. And with that being said, guys, we're going to keep the ball rolling. Big up to Norwich City, man. Big up to Norwich City. Didn't watch the game, but I watched the entire highlights reel for this one. Norwich 2, Southampton 1. Absolutely wow. I cannot believe this. Norwich are now on a winning streak, and that's a 2-game winning streak, and it seems as if it is not over for Norwich. When we doom Norwich, I feel kind of stupid now, that I was like, Norwich are done. They're over. No way Norwich could actually survive this season. No way, Jose, it is not happening. Norwich can't survive. But look, guys, it's a possibility that Norwich could survive big time. They did what they needed to do to sack Daniel Farke after he picked up a win, and they brought in Dean Smith. Dean Smith is a lucky guy, man. He's a lucky guy. You get sacked and get hired before another match day, and he became the first manager to play against the same team with 2 different clubs. Well, manage against Southampton for 2 different clubs in successive games. Well, he lost to Southampton against Villa, and now he gets to dish out his revenge against with Norwich City. And it's weird, though. It's weird hearing Dean Smith say we and we and we. Last week, bro, you were just we for Aston Villa. You see what I mean? No, you're talking we. Guys, there's no loyalty in football, all right? None. Imagine if next week I'm referring to Liverpool and I'm saying we. I'm referring to Chelsea and I'm saying we. That's unacceptable. But for managers, yeah. For players, yeah. But for fans, no, man. We signed up for life. We signed up for life, I'm telling you, man. But look, good game for Norwich. They played with a lot of intensity, and they got their reward, a win, well-deserved win here. Che Adams with a bright goal in the 4th minute, poor defending by Norwich. Adam Armstrong with the assist. Norwich didn't clear the ball properly, and Adams, held on to it very well, got a shot off, went into the back of the net. Pukki equalized 3 minutes later. Max Aarons with a good run down the right flank. Good crossing, and Timo Pukki with the header, thumping header. McCarthy could have done a better job, but went into the back of the net. Grant Hanley in the 79th minute after Norwich teased a bit with a few chances, and that goal was definitely merited. Rashica had a chance before that. Pukki had a chance before that, and Hanley headed in from a corner taken by Billy Gilmore there. So another thing that I noticed, Todd Cantwell started this game, and he's been absent for a very long time. So look, big up to Todd Cantwell. They played a lot better with Todd Cantwell in the team. Billy Gilmore has now been thrusted back into the 11. And what happened? A W, right? A W. Brandon Williams is the left back. You see? Different manager, different tactics. You're not going to have Daniel Farker playing the guys that he like, basically. He likes some guys. He signed some guys, so obviously he's going to play them. So with Dean Smith now at the helm, he's going to play who he feel should play. You see what I mean? So you have Norman, who's a very good player in the midfield there. Gilmore, who is a top player. We know what he did at Chelsea. And Chelsea were even threatening to bring him back. But the fact that, Dean Smith knows his ability, Gilmore back in the team alongside Cantwell. These guys have a little magic in them. You see what I mean? And even Brandon Williams, the Man United left back, he's a decent player. Rashica, we know his quality. And we know what Pukki is the GOAT. You see what I'm saying? Didn't Mike say his name translates to GOAT in Finnish? Come on, bro. You know what I mean? Pukki knows how to finish as well. So, good win. Hard luck to Hassan Hutel and Southampton there. I don't think they played well enough to win the game, but I don't think they deserve to lose it either. But in the end, that Grant Hanley header, man, that was the undoing of Southampton. I think McCarthy could have done a lot better in terms of stopping that. It was a header down into the ground and, beat McCarthy. They could have done a lot better, but it is what it is. You got to take it on the chin, Southampton, and you got to move on. You got to keep it moving. So, look, big win for Norwich in the grand scheme of things because they now go off the bottom of the table, back-to-back wins, only 2 losses in their last 5. They got 8 points, and that's only 3 points outside the drop zone, right? And you have Watford, Aston Villa, and Brentford all with 13 points. So if Norwich could win a few more games on a bounce, oh man, they could be, saving their season. But we do find on many occasions, right, that a team starts off the season, 10 games, no wins. They win 3, draw 1, and then they go back to that old team again, and then they get relegated. Norwich would need to try to avoid this by all costs because we know they're a yo-yo club. They're the club that went up and, came up and went down the most times, I think, along with West Bromwich Albion. And they would want to avoid a drop, man. And I think Dean Smith, he was doing well at Aston Villa. He left the club in a better state than when he got the club, and he'll be hoping to do the same again with Norwich City. For Southampton, it ain't going to get easier. They play Liverpool in their next game. And for Norwich, they have Wolves, Newcastle. These are winnable games. These are winnable games where they could continue their surge to get outside the relegation zone. So, yeah. The Canaries looking to fly high. So, Southampton, man, look. They want a good run, but stopped by Norwich there. They would need to brush themselves off and, try again. So that's my thoughts on that game. Guys, let me know yours in the chat. Do appreciate everybody in here. Once again, AD, bro, how are you feeling? Guys, make sure you smash up the thumbs up button. Appreciate that. Pukki ended Otamendi career at City. Yeah, I remember they smashed us early on in that season. Before last, what we got here? Man United should go for Harry Potter from Brighton. Yeah, that won't be a bad choice. I actually saw Graham Potter watching the Tottenham game. I think that's the game I saw him watching. And I was like, oh, that's the first time I actually saw a manager. Well, this has probably happened, but I've never seen they put the camera on an opposition manager. What was it? A day after they played? You see what I'm saying? They played yesterday and lost, and he's at the game watching freaking. Oh, I know why he was at the game. It was a pretty smart, and I thought about it, I'm like, he had to be at the game for a reason. He was at the game watching Leeds United. They have Leeds next. So Graham Potter, bro, I see what you up to. So he's probably be watching the game on TV, right? But he said, you know what, man? I'm going to just go and, catch this game in person. So Well done. Let's see what happened. We'll talk about that game some more in the preview video that I got coming up this week, this Thursday. Scheduled it already. So big up to everybody there. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. You guys are the real deal. We got 53 likes already. God damn it. We're going to keep it moving, though. And let's talk about this big game, man. This is a thriller. This is a huge game because, you know, Newcastle, they got taken over by the Saudis. New lease on life, new manager. He picked up the coronavirus, wasn't able to manage the sideline on the sideline. But who did I see on the sideline there, though? I recognize the face, you know, but I don't know if it's him. Let me just look up one more name. Oh, okay. That was actually Jason Tyndall. Yeah. That was him. Yeah. Jason Tyndall, the assistant manager. And he previously, I think, worked with Eddie Howe at Bournemouth. He was Eddie Howe's assistant manager, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so Jason Tyndall was assistant manager at Bournemouth under Eddie Howe, and then he took over, and then he was he had a little assignment there at Sheffield United, and I guess when Eddie Howe was appointed the Newcastle manager, he left that job as a coach at Sheffield United and became Eddie Howe's assistant again. Sometimes you're just better off as the assistant, man. When you go out there and you try to do your own thing, yeah, just doesn't work out. So sometimes it's just good to play the second fiddle and just, you know, play a role. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Play a freaking role. So this was a very, very entertaining game, man. Judging from the highlights, very, very entertaining. A lot of chances in this game. Newcastle 3, Brentford 3. Each of these teams needed a win, but they had to share, you know, well, walk away with a point apiece, right? So I can't say share. If they share the points, it would be like a point and a half apiece from 3. So they got a point apiece. So, and they should have, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, what if they had a 2 points? Like, according to how you play, you get 2 points. that would be weird, right? But anyways, it's only 3 points, 1 point, or no point at all, not 2. So, look, Newcastle, Brentford. Jamal Lascelles header, corner from Matt Ritchie in the 10th minute. Ivan Toney equalized a minute later. Sergi Canos with the pass, right-footed shot, far post by Ivan Toney, his 3rd goal for this season. And Rico Henry set up by Sergi Canos. Another far post run by Rico Henry, and that was a thumping header to score his 2nd goal this season. Neat little left back there, though. Joel Linton, of all persons, man, got a nice little rebound, and he blasted it into the back of the net, and that would do a whole lot of good for his confidence, his 1st goal this season. And then Frank Onyeka was brought off the bench, and his shot was deflected in by Jamal Lascelles. How does it feel to score on, you know, 2 goals, but you score 1 against and 1 for? You know what I mean? It must feel like shit still. And with that goal scored after Newcastle had the lead, Alain Saint-Maximin with a brilliant run, give and go by Ryan Fraser, and that was a scintillating ball played by the former Bournemouth man, who's now linking up with his old boss. Again, that's crazy. I didn't think about it, man. He had a great season. He was linked to Arsenal, didn't sign. But Saint-Maximin, full of star power, ran into the crowd, took off his headband, and of course, you know, he got booked for taking off his shirt and everything, you know what I mean? So, look, Newcastle, the only way they could go is up, but they're still yet to pick up a win this season, man. So they definitely got a lot of work to do. It's nice to see that Shandon Baptiste is fit again. He came off the bench. You see, there's a youngster by the name of Charlie Good got to run out. Frank Onyeka got to run out. Joe Willock came off the bench. Joe Willock got to step his game up, though. I think, no, he came off. He got to step his game up big time, though. He had a purple patch on loan for Newcastle from Arsenal, and he's yet to replicate any of that. Not even a smidget of that, man. we need to step his game up. Joe Willock, if you're hearing me, bro, step your blood cleat game up. So, a point apiece. Not much more to add here. Thomas Frank would feel good about that. You know what I mean? They were going through a very, very tough period there. Brentford, where they had lost their last 4 games. So, it's good to stop the bleeding. And even if it's temporarily, it's good. So, they go up to 13 points. They're 14th in the league. But Newcastle are at the bottom of the table. And when I saw Amanda Stavely and the Saudi guy and some kid in the stands and they were celebrating the goals and shit, right? I was saying to myself, what if these dudes end up in the championship next season? Oh man, that would be a shame, right? That would be a shame. But right now, as for now, that's exactly where they're heading. That's where they're heading, in the championship. But very even game and point apiece, and you know, let's see what these teams have in store for next week. So with that being said, what are you guys saying in the chat? Big up to everybody in here. Once again, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream, and we're gonna keep things moving. Another 3-3 thriller between Burnley and Crystal Palace here. Look. Not another game where Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace give up 3 points from a winning position. From a winning position. I can't. Well, not 3 points, but they give up 2 points from a winning position. But might as well drop all 3 points, because how many times? This is about the 5th to 6th time this season that Crystal Palace have done this. They're playing well, but they have to finish games off a lot better. They really have to. It cannot continue like this. They will survive, but I think they will be robbing themselves of maybe a Conference League spot. And a team like Crystal Palace in the Conference League, that would be absolutely huge. But kudos to Burnley, though. They've been playing some more attractive football here. And I don't know, it feels weird saying that, but yeah, man, they've been playing some good football, man. That boy Maxwell Carney is something else, man. It's a revelation, I'm telling you. And this is what I think Burnley needs. A few more Maxwell Carney type signing. And, oh, man, I'm telling you, Burnley could have serious liftoff. So, in this game, we had a lot of goals to talk about. And let's talk about these goals. So, we got Christian Benteke in the 8th minute. We got Joachim Andersen with the assist there for that one. Ben Mee in the 19th minute. Ashley Westwood with the assist. Then we had Chris Wood scoring in the 27th minute. James Tarkowski with the assist for that one. Benteke with the equalizer in the 36th minute. I love his celebration, man. Conor Gallagher, their player of the season so far with that assist. And Maxwell Carney. Tarkowski with the dink. Maxwell Carney with the volley. That was absolutely brilliant, man. That was absolutely exquisite. The man got star power, and I love the way he celebrated, man. These over-exuberant knee slides, man. I love him. I absolutely love him. You know that commercial where that guy does that knee slide and he slides all around the pitch? Yeah, man. I want to see one of those. That's what I want to see, man. You know, they need to do a lot better here. They actually need to put out like, a wet carpet or something. You see what I'm saying? And a wet piece of tarpaulin. A nice long strip so when players score, they could run off and celebrate like that. That would be awesome. That would be good for entertainment value. But a point apiece for both these teams, Palace, Burnley. And I did predict a draw from what I could recall. Quality predictions. A lot of shots at goal for both teams. And we had a lot of goals in the game. 6 goals, man. What more could we wish for? That's why we watch football. We see entertainment. We don't like 0-0 stalemates. We love to see goals. It would have been nice if there was a winner. But look, a point for each team is good here, especially for Burnley. Still in the relegation zone. 1 win, 6 draws, 5 losses. And they're not the draw kings of the league, guys. The draw kings of the league are Crystal Palace, currently in 10th. 12 games played, 16 points, 7 draws, and 3 wins. If only they could have converted a few of these draws, right? How are you going to play 12 games and draw 7 of them so far? You're giving me, you know what I mean? There's a team. What is that team, man? There's a team in the Spanish second division that's drawing the games right now. Can't remember the team, but you're giving me that type of vibe, man. So, giving me that type of vibe. So, let us move on. Let us move on, though. And let's talk about... We're running through these games. Really running. We have a few more games to talk about. Let us talk about Aston Villa 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Look, tune into this game in the first half, and then I tuned back out, tuned back in, and I tuned in just in time for when Steven Gerrard did all the magic. When he did all the magic, that is when I actually really started watching this game, because I was watching 2 games at the same time. And for those of you guys who watch 2 and 3 and 4 games at the same time knows how hard it is. Sometimes it's even difficult keeping focus watching one game, much less to 2. But the changes that he made, man, it was some very, very good changes late in the game. And I want to make sure I get these substitutions correctly. Want to definitely make sure I get these correctly. All right, 84th minute, El Ghazi on for Jacob Ramsey. And it was a Leon Bailey. Ashley Young came in the 74th minute for Buendia, who had a stinker of a game. And the 66th minute, Bailey in for Danny Ings, who's just coming back from, an absence there. So, look, when these 3 players was introduced in in halfway throughout those intervals, the 60th to 70th, the 70th to 80th, and the 80th to 90th, it changed the game. It's like each time a new player came on, the intensity was stepped up by Aston Villa. Brighton held their own in the game. You see what I mean? They held their own in the game. They were the typical Brighton, but they just didn't have that end product on the day. They just didn't have that magic on the day. And when I talk magic, I talk Graham Potter. That magic just wasn't there. But they bossed possession and everything, they passed the ball very well, and they were doing their thing. But that last burst, that is all Steven Gerrard, bro. I'm telling you. That is all Steven Gerrard. That is just the players just epitomizing the character of the manager and just how he was as a player and how he was as a manager at Rangers and how well he's done in the Scottish League and the Europa League during his few years at the club. That was all freaking Gerrard, man. Look, that Watkins goal, I never expected him to pull the trigger when he did. And that was some very, very good individual work. Carrying the ball so far and then cutting in, going around, being patient and hitting it. Oh, man. Look, Jason Steele, he made a big save during the game. But I was actually queuing up to say, oh, Jason Steele was the man of steel and goal for Brighton today. And Brighton didn't actually miss Robert Sanchez. But trust me, bro, they would have needed a Robert Sanchez type, goalkeeper in there to save that, because that was a brilliant shot. So Villa didn't play like they should have won the game. No, they didn't. But that's not what the game is about. The game is about who ends up getting more goals in the back of the net. And it's about periods. And Villa had the best period. The last 15 minutes of the game, they were the better team. Leon Bailey, he had a chance. Ollie Watkins scored and Tyrone Mings scored that rebound, and he was there first to blast it into the back of the net. So, look, man, well-deserved for Villa, and we know what they were going through. They were going through a very, very rough period there. They were going through some dark times under Dean Smith, man. That was 5 losses on the trot. That was a dark time. But Steven Gerrard, seems like he might be the one to guide Villa out of the darkness into the light. And there's actually, good things beyond the horizon here for Aston Villa this season. And they might not have to actually struggle like we think they might have under Dean Smith. 13 points. This is a team that spent a lot during the summer, spent a lot since they came back to the Premier League. They have the players, but it seems as if Dean Smith was just running out of ideas, playing 3 at the back, playing 4 at the back. It wasn't working. And the last thing you left to do is just sack the manager. And I think they made the right choice. And look, that's just how life is, man. You lose this opportunity for Dean Smith. He get one at Norwich. He might just go on and save Norwich. And he might just allow Steven Gerrard this perfect opportunity to manage Villa, do great things with Villa, and takes his managerial career into a next level, you know, into stardom, just like he was as a player. And it could just be heading that way. Hopefully for him, his managerial career does not take the Frank Lampard route. Yeah, I think it's Real Zaragoza you're talking about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, good stuff. Good stuff by Villa. They pick up a well-needed 3 points there. They go up to 15th in the table, 13 points. They're not out of the freaking deep end yet. You're never out of the deep end this early in the season, especially when you're down towards the end of the table there. And look, Brighton, they're still up there. Imagine if Brighton had actually won this game. Brighton would have been, let me see, ahead of Arsenal. They would have been 5th. So, go to work, 17 points. That's the same point tally as United. But what I'm worried about for Brighton is the fact that they are starting to get back to that old Brighton, man. They started out the season very, very well. Very, very well. And you go back to that win against Brentford, September 11th, September 19th, 2-1 win against Leicester. But here it is. In the EFL Cup on September the 22nd, they beat Swansea. Yeah, I know, the Seagulls versus the Swans. Yeah, bird fight. Yeah, I know. They won. And then they played against the freaking Eagles. Another bird fight. Yeah, they drew that game. September 27th, 1-1 draw to Crystal Palace. 0-0 draw against Arsenal. Another bird fight versus the Canaries with Norwich. 0-0 draw October 16th. 4-1 loss against City, right? Let's hear me. Round of 16 of the EFL Cup. Loss on penalties, 4-2. 2-2 against Liverpool. That was a great performance to get, you know, a draw against Liverpool, right? Another bird fight. Liverpool and the Seagulls. Another draw against Newcastle. Late draw. Robert Sanchez had to take down Callum Wilson to get that draw. And then they lost against Aston Villa. So for Brighton, you got to go all the way back to September 27th. That's a long time, you know. That is a long time. Almost 2 months have passed since Brighton have won a football game. They got to get their act together, and they got to do it fast, or they could start dropping back down in the lower half of the table. And we're talking relegation again when it comes to Brighton, where every season they somehow was in the conversation. Some way or the other they were. But, you know, some season they squeezed themselves out of it, and, you know what I mean? But they started the season off way too promising to be in this position right now. It still looks good. 3 losses, 5 draws, and 4 wins. It still look good. Same amount of points as United. You know what I mean? How better could you look than that? You know what I'm saying? As a Brighton. So, give it up to Brighton, man. Give it up to Graham Potter. Let's see if he'll actually go on to manage United in the future. Let's see. But, good win for Villa. Well done for Stephen G. I listened to his interview. He's happy. And there's more to come, man. It's going to be interesting to see when Villa plays against Liverpool. Ooh, remember what happened last season, right? Well, Liverpool did get a revenge in the second game, didn't they? But still, that game will always be in our memory. Though. I don't mean to remind the Liverpool fans, but yeah, I got to remind you. So, we got to keep it moving. Big up to everybody in the stream right about now. Fresh God in the house. My boy Thriller, Johnny Longs, Polomo in the house as well. One Voice Man City in here. Jordan Hyman, Asian Sensational, Luman, you Damian Hustlin. Says, hey, Dom. What did I say on the previous show about Manchester United if they lose? I can't remember you saying that, but yeah, maybe you said it. But I didn't expect this to happen to United. I expected them to actually wiggle out of this situation and for Ole to stay in charge. That is what I expected. So we're going to keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. Leicester 0, Chelsea 3. Big win for Chelsea, man. It was a walk in the park. It was like Chelsea took their dogs and walked in the park. Went for a stroll. Easy. I don't know what's going on with Leicester, man. Really don't know what's going. They are less than the team that we saw over the last 2 seasons, because we know that Leicester played the previous 2 seasons entirely in the top 4, right? And then they dropped out. Didn't get Champions League football. In the Europa League, they've been doing fairly well. And this season, they have not started so well in the league. But what they have to show is that they could say they absolutely destroyed Manchester United. Okay? They have that. And I know I'm making a lot of Man United jokes today. I don't care. I have a lot. I got a lot. 4-2 over Man United this season. And they still find themselves 12th in the table right about now, right? They haven't been playing well. No wins in their last 3 games. That's 2 losses and a draw. Rodgers linked to the United job. I don't know if he was actually shaken up by all these rumors and everything. And the fact that he's saying it's disrespectful to ask him that. That team has a manager still. Well, okay, Rodgers. United doesn't have a manager. Answer the question properly now. Answer it properly now. You see what I'm saying? Are you going to be the next manager, Man United? And this one Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his interviews, when the man is asking him about, him being under pressure, he's saying it's between him and the freaking owners and whatnot. Just answer the question. If you're under pressure, say, yeah, man, I'm under pressure. I might lose my job, whatever. Ole is a joke. You see what I'm saying? Ole is a joke. And you know who else has been a joke this season? Leicester City. Because no way you allow Chelsea to walk all over you like this. But Chelsea are getting some revenge after that FA Cup loss. And 3-0. Rudiger, 14th minute, header. Ben Chilwell with the assist. He's been playing well. Reece James assisting N'Golo Kante. What a goal by N'Golo Kante, though. That has to be a candidate for goal of the month for November. Christian Pulisic off the bench, set up by another player who came off the bench with him, Hakim Ziyech. So quality stuff by Chelsea. Big up to the boy Adam the Great. He's not in here right now, but he may be watching the replay. Adam, bro, nice coming on, doing the preview. We both got the predictions spot on. Not spot on, but we got it right in terms of a Chelsea win. But, yeah, you were pretty much on point with that preview, though. Guys, remember, if you want to come on the channel in the future, email me or hit me up on Twitter. Let me know if you're serious. And I'm not talking about Steve, okay? Not Steve. not you, Steve. Not you. Big up to Ryan in the house. How are you doing, Ryan? Nice to see you around here. Look, not you, Steve. Sorry. Not Steve. Not. I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking. Not Jordan Hyman either. Not Jordan. Not Steve. None of y'all. Sorry. Anybody else? Anyways, let's keep it moving. You guys are in the mud playing together. So, quality performance by Chelsea, I must say, though. Really, really good performance. I don't have much good to say about Leicester in this game, though, because they were dominated. They were really dominated. I can remember Mendy making a good save. I can, but he didn't really have a whole lot to do. But I can remember him coming up with a huge, huge save in this game, though, to keep Leicester out. They only had 4 shots at goal, 3 on target, compared to Chelsea's 16, 7 on target. And Chelsea's dominance in the league this season is actually testament of how good they have been defensively. Only 4 goals let in. They say titles are won on defenses. Great defenses. Man City have only let in 6 goals. Chelsea, 4 goals. They have the better defense, right? In terms of the stats right there. Not we're not talking about on paper. We're not talking about anything. We're talking about the stats, what the stats say. And in terms of the attack, they're second only behind Liverpool. You see what I mean? So Chelsea, they're doing what they have to do. You got to give testament to the work Tuchel has done since Frank Lampard was sacked. He came in, and they have been amazing. The amount of clean sheets that they have picked up is actually ridiculous. And look, the fact that there's no Timo Werner, I know he's shit in front of goal. There's no Lukaku. And Chelsea are still putting 3 past a quality team like Leicester City. But During the build-up, I did mention that Leicester would actually struggle because of their midfield. Midfield being a little too rigid, in my opinion. Soumaré and Ndidi in the middle is not creative enough. You needed a Yuri Tillemans in the middle to give that ball to Vardy. Lookman did score, I think, in this goal. The goal was chalked off offside. And Harvey Barnes didn't do enough in the game. Jamie Vardy didn't, get enough in the game. I think that was Daniel Amati. I'm just coming back to me with that bullet of a shot that was saved by Edward Mendy. That was actually going in too. That was definitely going in. But look, good performance by Chelsea, man. What more could I say? Trevor Chalobah, I think he was really good. I like that, he plays very advanced, and he could afford to do that when you have an N'Golo Kante in your team. So Rudiger popping up with the goal. There's been contract talks for him, and he could be possibly leaving. But you don't want to leave a team that's playing well. You really don't. And the depth of Chelsea as well, it is a big strength of this team. You think about Marcos Alonso you could call on, Christensen, Pulisic, Timo Werner, who made the bench, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ross Barkley, Cesar Azpilicueta, Hakim Ziyech. What a bench. Not like that bench that I saw Liverpool had against Arsenal, though. Because if Liverpool were actually struggling in that game against Arsenal and they needed to rely on that bench, oh my God, it would have been a problem. It was a baby bench, though. It was like preschool, man. Preschool, Sunday school bench. So, quality performance by Chelsea. And this was the first game back after the international break, and we were all treated. To be honest, guys, bits and pieces of this game, I was actually falling asleep, man. I was tired. I was really tired. Friday was rough for me, man. Guys, Friday was so rough for me. Let me tell you how rough Friday was for me. Friday was so rough that I woke up after 12 after midnight to pick my wife up from work, right? Took a nap, woke up after 12, did not go back to sleep, and had to go to work for 5:30. So you could just imagine how shitty I felt. You could just imagine how shitty I felt on Saturday. And I had to watch this game too. So bad. Good luck keeping the eyes freaking open with that while at work. There was times at work, guys, to be honest, I drifted in and out of sleep, and I kind of woke up. Yeah, sometimes you fall asleep at work. I didn't even know where I was. I was like, oh God, where the hell am I? I'm like, oh, okay, I'm at the airport. Okay, all right, this is where I'm at. Big ass plane over there. Okay. Tired as hell. But well played, Chelsea, man. Well played. 3-0 to Leicester. Look, we talked about Aston Villa beating Brighton. We talked about Burnley, Crystal Palace. We talked about Newcastle, Brentford. We talked about Norwich. We talked about Watford. We talked about Wolves. We talked about the Liverpool Arsenal with Michael Talks Football. And we talked about the Man United beatdown by Watford, right? We talked about Tottenham Leeds. But the game that we haven't talked about yet is the one between Manchester City and Everton. Oh my God. Guys, what I will do after I'm done with this, I will do a little Q&A session. If you guys have anything to ask me in terms of any talking points that I may have missed, you guys could ask me a question on that. So queue up your question, guys. Queue up your question and ask me your question when I'm done talking about the City Everton game. I won't be long on this because it was a walk in the park, man. It was a walk in the park. This was a walk in the park. This was too easy. And it was so easy. I kind of felt bad for Everton because they're dealing with these injury problems right about now. And then Richarlison done gone and picked up a yellow. He'll miss the next game. And we had an injury in this game as well. So, you know what I mean? I feel bad. I really, really feel bad for Everton, man. You see, they started out the season so well. Rafa Benitez at the helm, you know what I mean? Big news. Former Liverpool man taking charge of Everton. And we're like, okay, all right, let's see. Let us see. But seems like things have really taken a turn for the worse right now, man. They have some injury problems, a lot of injury problems right now. You know, maybe them and Leeds United and Liverpool could be buddies, the amount of injury problems they have these days. But, you know, Liverpool, you know what I mean, even with their injury problems, they've done well. Leeds, not so well. And Everton, not so well. But, look, Damari Gray, one of their brightest players this season, had to go off early. And I think if Gray had stayed on, he could have caused the City back line that had Laporte and Stones quite some problem. Diaz rested for the game. When you could afford to rest Diaz in against Everton, Pep made some big calls in this game. Pep made some huge calls in this game. Look, I'm telling you, he made some huge calls in this game. And I'm going to say some big things in this little session right now about some of my players, all right? I'm going to talk big about some of my players. And I know I'm going to piss off some people here as well. I know I'm going to piss some people off as well with what I'm about to say about some of my players. All right? Look, to play Cole Palmer, that was a ballsy move by Pep Guardiola, man. Pep said, listen, I ain't got no striker. Cole Palmer, you go up top. And I think Palmer did a great job. He did a great job. He played brave. He played like he belonged. And listen, some of the balls he put in, I can't remember exactly everything because I didn't write the things down. But I just wanted to enjoy this game. The game was too easy. And I remember he played in a pass and almost got a goal on the end of it. He had a shot off that, Pickford spilled, but he ended up, mopping up. But Palmer had a great game. Foden as well had a brilliant game. Look, Sterling, who I knew would start this game, frustrating because he played so well in the game and then he had a big chance towards the back end and he messed it up. I think it would have been called offside in the build-up. I think that was Kyle Walker with the run with the cross. And look, Sterling, it's frustrating when you do things like that. But that goal, that Cancelo, listen, Joao Cancelo is the best fullback. Note I said fullback, not right back, not left back, but the best fullback in the league. Joao Cancelo. Argue with me. You might lose. Because that pass with the outside of the right foot, oh my God. And the half volley shot by Raheem Sterling, that was a perfectly executed. It was exquisite. That goal, I felt good, man. I was like, woo, woo. We didn't get a penalty, but it was chalked off by VAR. Rightfully so, it was kind of soft. Raheem Sterling, I think he went down too easy. Would have been outside the box, in my opinion, anyways. But we were all over Everton, man. Everton, they look really flat. They look really devoid of any ideas of how to break down City. They played mostly defensive. As we know, Rafa Benitez and his team set up very defensively. But for City, we like to keep the ball, like to grind teams down. You know what I'm saying? Like to pass the ball all over the field and walk the ball into the back of the net. But what I absolutely loved on the day was when Rodri, oh my God. Guys, I almost pulled out, like, I was actually watching the game on my iPhone, right? Usually I have my Android next to me, and I could have pulled that out and I could have made a reaction video because that's how good the goal was. That was freaking brilliant. That was a rocket, I'm telling you. And I need to see more of this from Rodri. I need to see players taking shots from distance more often because if we do, it could make a big difference in the matches. Too many times we have opportunities to shoot from distance and we don't. You see other teams scoring a lot of goals like that, but we're not. You see what I'm saying? We need to take the chances. We need to take the opportunities. And that was a freaking brilliant goal, man. Rodri, I take my hat off to you. And that actually, could silence a lot of the critics because Rodri does fly under the radar a lot. And my criticism for Rodri is that he's not like aggressive enough. He's not aggressive like Fernandinho, but I could see him stepping it up, and he'll only get better and better and better and better. You see what I mean? I could remember when he was at Atletico Madrid, people had so many good things to say about Rodri, but as soon as he go to City, yeah, nobody have the praises for him anymore. You see what I mean? But look, that was a brilliant goal, and we needed that cushion. Went in, double the lead, and I knew it was pretty much over. Pretty much over when we went 2-0 up. The Everton, they didn't have anything. Richarlison was so frustrated, I'm telling you, because he wasn't getting the service, wasn't getting the ball. And look, that's what happens when you come up against a well-oiled, a well-drilled Manchester City. We know that the City team could get picked off from time to time, and I wasn't so confident with the 11, to be honest. Seriously, I wasn't. But it just seems as if, Pep could put anybody out there and play with the same style. That's what it is, the identity of the team, and you could get that result that you need, because you have Bernardo, Gundogan in the middle. These guys were exquisite on the day. João Cancelo basically playing as a left back and as a midfielder and as a winger at the same time, because he's like everywhere. I'm telling you, he's everywhere. Brilliant player, man, and he deserves a lot more credit. Lot more credit, man. I'm telling you. So props to João Cancelo, who has been City's best player of the season so far, without a doubt. No need to argue that. He has been the best player of the season so far. So, look, the third goal came, Bernardo. Tap in there. Very fortunate to get that opportunity. I think that was a ricochet. 86th minute, Bernardo, followed through to put it in. That came off of an Everton player. And resounding 3-0 victory, man. Look, always feels good when my team, pick up wins. Nathan Ake came off the bench for run out. James McAtee, I heard he's been lighting it up for the young team. And Riyad Mahrez came on. He didn't really look too good, though. He had a few opportunities to score, and he squandered those chances. But it's nice to see that players like Ruben Dias could get some rest. Fernandinho, you know what I mean? He could play his mentorship role in the team. Gabriel Jesus could get some rest. We know he loved to play against Everton, but we got a big game coming up during the week against PSG. So we got to win that game. At least walk away with a point to stay on top of the table, because we can't let PSG beat us twice in a row. But what a team, man. What a team. And I must say this, man. I must say this. When you watch City, guys, I know when you watch City, look, easy 2-0 win against United, easy 3-0 win against Everton. And you have to say to yourself, like, Man City gonna go on a crazy run right now. They're starting to walk these games right now. I know we lost to Crystal Palace, but it bounced back. It bounced back nicely. They got West Ham, Villa, Watford. It's gonna be a tough period. It's gonna be a tough period. But if you're gonna go on to win the title, you're going to have to get through these very, 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 very tough periods. And we got January coming up where we're only going to be without Riyad Mahrez for the African Cup of Nations. And that's fine. That is fine. We know Mahrez is a really, really good player. Could say he's a great player. But I think Algeria would need him more. Because with the depth that Man City has, look, we'll be fine, man. I can't say the same for Chelsea with Kepa being in goal. I can't say the same for Liverpool with Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah going to Africa there. You know what I'm saying? Listen, my heart goes out, my thoughts, you will be in my thoughts. You'll be my thoughts, opposition teams. But look, resounding performance. Ain't got much more to really put in terms of input here, because it wasn't a game where we had a lot of problems. We really didn't. We really didn't. I think the players stepped up. They did what they had to do. Edison didn't really have much work, you know what I mean? And he had to make one or two saves, but it was a one-sided affair, man. It was way too. It was too one-sided, to be honest. 17 shots for City, 7 on target, 78% of the ball. Like, come on. What, Everton 22, like, it's this, come on. it was painful to see the way Everton were playing, man. And it's going to be even tougher for them in their next game. Even tougher. And in terms of the next game, they play Brentford, and they would want to get their squad fit again for when they meet Liverpool on December 1st, because they would want to come all guns blazing for that. And Man City would want Everton all guns blazing to pick points off Liverpool. Definitely. So, look, City with that win go up to second in the table, 26 points, 3 points behind Chelsea. And Man City would actually be, looking for United to take some points off Chelsea there. So, on that day, even though I don't like United, I want them to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's football, man. Sometimes you want your enemies to do well, just so that another enemy could falter. So, good stuff. Love it. Come on. Get a win against Chelsea. For Everton, they're 11th right now, 15 points. That's not bad, because guess what? You're only 2 points behind Man United. You know what I mean? You're doing fine. We're going to use Man United as that mark to how good you're doing in the league. If you're above United, you're doing great, because guess what? They're the most successful team in the land overall, right? So you have to use them as a reference point to how good or how bad you are doing. And I don't know why I kept these headphones on the entire time. I can't even hear myself. I've probably been shouting the entire time. Jesus Christ. But it's good though. It's good to speak up. But look, hard luck to Everton. They're winless in their last 5 games. And that probably stretches even a bit further. 3-0 loss to City, 0-0 against Tottenham, 2-1 loss to Wolves, 5-2 loss against Watford. Watford have blown some teams away this season, A 1-0 loss to West Ham United. So that's 5 games now without a win. They did manage to pick up a draw against United. So that is why the Solskjaer sacking was so warranted, because you have an Everton struggling, pick points off United. You have a Villa struggling, pick points off United. You have Leicester struggling, pick points off United. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. What are you guys saying in the chat? Talk to me. Appreciate it. And now is the time where if you have anything to ask me, please do so. Don't forget to like the video, because we pretty much wrapped up with all the games, If you haven't seen the Liverpool segment, if you haven't seen the United segment, it's at the beginning of the video. You could, watch the replay if if you're watching the replay right now, you know what it is. The hell? Freaking headphones just fell, man. God damn, everything's falling in here. Everything's falling, including United. But yeah, any question? Oh my God. Any questions, guys? Ask along. Kevlin Drayton. Guys, make sure you like the video. We need 7 more likes to get to 75 thumbs up. Dominic, I believe the title will be decided between Liverpool or Man City. Chelsea is not winning the Premier League. That is what I believe. Oh, you mean Liverpool or Man City? Okay, Liverpool or Man City. All right. So, are you ever going to start an Only Frauds page? What is that? There's an Only Frauds? Never heard about that. Only Frauds? The hell is that? Only Frauds? Are you joking? Is that a joke? That gotta be a joke, right? That gotta be a joke. I don't know what are you talking about? Only fans? No only fans here. But Only Frauds. What is that? All right, what else we got here in terms of questions? We got Angel, Poch to Man United, Zidane to PSG. Possibility. But to be honest, man, you bring Pochettino to Man United, that'll be more laughs. That would definitely be more laughs, man. Believe me. That'll be more laughs. Solomon Rabba, how are you doing? What else we got? Do Chelsea have the consistency? Big up to the boy Julian in the house. How are you doing? What else you got here? Guys, if you have any questions, ask me or forever hold your peace. I think, I've done well. 2 hours. God damn, that time went by very, very fast. And you guys ain't got nothing else to talk about, man. There's a lot to talk about, but I just don't have the time to talk about those things. If I do have some time tomorrow, I'll see if I could go live to touch on some of the news that I have so many things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but, just haven't had the opportunity, man. And I have to bring back the Rabbit Hole show, man. The Football Rabbit Hole show where I just talk about random stuff. I got to bring it back where on random days I just do one. Because I have too many things to talk about that I haven't yet, got to talk about. Transfer links, you know what I mean? Little news, crimes, all kinds of stuff happening out there in the world of football. And I, just haven't got the time, man. You see what I mean? Just haven't got the time. So, look, what else we got here? Let's look at a random league table in Europe. All right. What league? What league should we be looking at? Luman Yu, how are you doing, bro? Ivan says bring it back. Okay, I'll bring it back. Marseille game suspended. There's always some crap going on in Ligue 1. So, look, I might do something tomorrow, though. We could talk Champions League. I do have to take that's not happening tomorrow. I won't be able to do a Champions League watch along anytime this week, but I will be doing the Champions League live streams. Maybe tomorrow I could organize something in terms of to catch up, because I have a lot of things that I need to talk about, to catch up on, even international football. So who knows, man? If I have the time tomorrow, I just might do it. But don't, hold me on that one. So, guys, it was fun. It was definitely fun doing this one. Oh, just before I forgot, man, we reached 48K. Channel have just hit 48K, man. You see, it's not real. It's a big deal, but then again, it's not really a big deal. It's fine. It's just a number. We'll look at the 49K now, and we've hit 48. So, yeah, it's a pretty good number. Big up to the boy Ryan LFC who came through. I did see you leaving your comments, but at the same time, you leave in the comments. You got to remember, I'm analyzing a match. I'm giving my thoughts on a match. I can't stop to read your message. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. You feel me? I have self-control. Not going to allow you to come in here and take over the whole stream like you allow me to do if I come on your channel. All right? So I did see what you were saying. And look, whenever I have the time, I'm free to come over, chat football with you. I just can't chat about the USA because I just don't genuinely feel that I'm a USA fan. I will support the team, but down deep inside, I just don't have that connection to the team. You see what I mean? But if I am watching, I will support the USA. If the USA are playing against Canada, I'm supporting the USA. But I just don't have that. You see what you feel me? Just don't have that though. So I can't do previews against a Jamaican, oh, let's talk. No, I can't do it. Maybe in the future, but right now I'm not in the frame of mind to do that though. So yeah, just so you know. So I've been one of the 48K for more than a year now. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. So peace, Dom. You the GOAT. Thanks. Appreciate that as well. Guys, we got up to 100 people in the stream today. Do appreciate the turnout. I will put out a few clips from this live stream, so look for that. And thanks again for coming through. I did tell my wife I'm going to go 2 hours today. That didn't come out right, but yeah, only for 2 hours, and I'm going to head upstairs, chill out a bit, and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. So, guys, man, appreciate it. Thriller, Ivan, all the members, everybody who support the thing over the last few years, and especially this season. Big up to Elias as well, and everybody who I'm yet to shout out in the stream. Big up to you guys, man. It was a fun live stream. Came in with some more energy today than I did on Thursday. I was really tired, man. After that live stream on Thursday, Guys, I went upstairs and I took a good nap. Telling you, tired as hell. But look, I'm good again, revived, and we're ready to talk Champions League football this week. Premier League at the end of the week, and just a lot of work, man. So appreciate it, Trolley. Appreciate it. From your boy Dom. Until match week 13 preview. Peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. Can't believe I didn't go 3 hours today, right? Or 3.5 hours. Yeah, we did great.